Okay, so now you've seen what's in our new kit, I'm going to show you what you can achieve using the items in it. So, starting with the colour box Storm, I'm going to ink up using our brayer and just transfer that over onto our jelly plate. This is the slightly larger jelly plate. This is a 7x5. Okay, so what we're going to do now, I've got a great little palette here. It's called our Buddy Cup palette. I've got one here actually, let me just show you. We've got them online now. They're great because they come with lids as well. So you can just pop the lids onto the brushos when you've finished for next time rather than them drying up. So I've just popped our 3 colours in here now, added a bit of water, and then using our fan brush that's again in the kit, I'm just going to pick up a bit of the yellow and just take that over the top, just tapping very gently. Now you get different effects obviously the more water that you add to the jelly plate. So I'm going to put a bit of green down and then just a little bit of blue, and let's see what happens. I absolutely love this technique. It just gives you an instant background, something ready to start working on immediately. It's a bit unpredictable, but it's really organic on how it comes out, so it's a surprise every time. Okay, so using the multifarious card, which again is in the kit, I'm going to bob that over the top, just smooth that over. And there we have it. Look at that. Isn't that just stunning? I love it. Absolutely love it. And that depth of colour behind, that's with the colour box. And then this, the brushos, it just makes it really pop. There's a real nice contrast to it. So, okay. So pop the jelly plate to the side. I'm going to trim this down. Okay, there we go. So I'm just going to give that a few seconds more just to dry. It does dry pretty instantly because everything's water-based, and the card is really quite absorbent. It's a lovely card because it's a super smooth, so when you come to stamp onto it, you get a really lovely, sharp, crisp image. Okay, so I'm going to pop the brushos to the side as we've finished with those now. Now we've got 2 inks in our kit. We've got the Nocturne and the Monarch. I don't know how to pronounce that. Monarcha, that sounds about right. Okay, so we've got those. Those are our stamping inks. Okay, so now we're going to prepare to stamp onto the card. So I'm just going to take our block and one of our new branches, and then inking up in the Nocturne. And then we're going to pop that down about central on the card, making sure the edge is just off, yeah. Give that a good press. Let it sit for a while, let it rest, and this way the ink will absorb into the card and it will give you a more defined image. There we go. Okay. So taking one of our fairies, and again inking up in the Nocturne. Make sure that you've covered her, just check. Okay. And then we're going to just pop her down on the branch. Okay, give that a good press. Let it rest a while. The VersaFine Clair inks are beautiful to work with. They're an oil-based ink and you get a really nice solid black with it. That's why I prefer them to any other inks. And I've tried a few, but I have been using the VersaFine for about 15 years now. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So we've got to think about what else we want to put onto the card now. So we need a little bit of foliage. So I'm going to use another one of our new stamps. This time I'm going to ink up in our purple. It just gives it quite a nice contrast. And yellow and purple are quite complementary of each other, so pop that down. I know lots of people ask whether you put the ink pad onto the stamp or the stamp onto the ink pad. Personally, I don't think it really matters. It's just whichever way you prefer to work. I do it both ways, to be honest. I love this stamp. It's been a really popular one for us. Okay. And I just feel that we need a little something at the top here, so I'm going to use one of our lovely foliage stamps, and again inking up in the same colour. It's good to work with slightly different colours around the edge. Your black always been the focal point of the card, and this draws your eye into it. Okay. So what we're going to do now is just use, this is just a piece of acetate that I cut out with a hole cutter. It's handy because you can see where you're placing it. So I'm going to pop that over the top of our fairy. And then using a smoothie or a blender, whatever you've got, I'm going to use one of the purple from the kit. Just take a little bit off first, just test it, and then very gently from the centre just sweep that out and around the edge of the acetate, and just work your way around. Don't be tempted to put too much on. You can build the depth gradually. This colour is just fab. I love it. Just keep sweeping it out. There's no rush, just keep working with it. And there we go. What an effect. That's just so cool. Okay. So I'm going to work around the edge of the card with the smoothie. And just in circles, we're going to sweep around the edge, giving depth to the card. And again, it frames the card and it pulls your eye into the centre. Just gradually build it. There's no rush. There we go. How quick and easy is that? So we're not going to stop there because we have some sprinklets which are fabulous, and these are in the kit as well. And for this one I'm going to use the iridescent violet. So using the water spritzer, just going to pop a little bit of water down first, just a little, and then we can sprinkle this beautiful glitter. It's almost like a powder. It's that fine. I'm going to damp it down a little bit more just to set it. And then once that dries, my goodness, look at that. I hope you can see that. It's just stunning. And it just lifts the card, makes it pop. So I'll mount that up now onto one of the cards that come into your kit, and you can see the end result shortly.